2:30 and then couldn't get back to sleep for real, for real. So probably half of why I'm exhausted, and the other half is being old. But you're not old, so you ain't got that problem. You probably just tired. You probably just tired. I gotta change this. Wellness Wednesday. I know. If only. Thank you so much for the hand heart, friends. Just try to tap it out. I'm trying to send out the live. It's going to say that I'm paused, but I'm just trying to send it out. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. It is Wellness Wednesday. And we're going to get this started very soon. If you could tap, tap, tap and share out the live. If this is your first time here, this is the V.A.S.T community. This is Aspire Big, Inspire Bigger. This room here I call the V.A.S.T community. Tara, good morning. And we are called the Inspirers because we aspire big so that we can inspire bigger. How are you this morning, Tara? So on Monday, we do Motivation Monday where we give ourselves 3 affirmations and we apply them to our hopefully life that week. And Wednesday, we have something called Wellness Wednesday. Okay, yes. Oh, good. I'm glad you're getting ready for work. I know that could be a hustle and a bustle. But thanks for coming in. Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. And we don't do affirmations, but we're just going to talk about getting ourselves from point A to point B to point C a little bit in different ways. And hopefully there's something that I can share that inspires you or gives you a little boost for the rest of the week. Because Monday to Wednesday could feel like a whole month. Thank you for my daily heart meet. Good morning, Ash. And because it can feel like a whole month, sometimes we need a little refreshing. I know I feel like I do today. So y'all definitely share out the live best you can. Tap, tap, tap so that we can get some people in here and have them hear something inspirational. It's about to be inspirational. I might look and sound a little tired because I am, and that's fine. But we about to have a good Wellness Wednesday. I feel like it's about to be good. It's about to be. We about to talk about stuff that you know might feel tough, and we might be experiencing ourselves. But I'm hoping that if you know you're not alone in it, it'll get you to the other side. Thank you for my daily harmony. Good morning, Melissa. So let's tap, tap, tap and share out the live. Hold down my nose. Click the share arrow, all the things. And share out the live to as many people as you can so we can get them in here and talk about what we're talking about today. We're talking about being set apart. Being set apart and living a life of purpose. So share it out, share it out. I'll be right with you guys. Share it out. Okay. I just had to get a little something to drink. All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. What's happened? Now, wait a minute. What you mean? What you mean? You know, the time changed. You ain't been feeling it, friend? The minute I woke up on Sunday morning, I realized the time has changed and things have changed. And I've been looking for that extra hour ever since. I feel like a struggle has been going on. Oh my goodness. It's hard to get up and do my workout early enough. It's hard to get up early enough to do my workout, full workout, and get ready for the lives. Thank you for my daily heart me. It's I Monday I got up. I didn't start working out until 7, which would usually be 6, which would usually be the time that I start my workout because I wake up at 5 doing my daily um like Bible reading and quiet time and get ready to work out, take my pre-workout, all of that stuff, and then from by the time it's 6 o'clock, I'm able to work out. But now that's 7 o'clock. What? 7 to 9. That's my child. Well, all I know is 7 o'clock on Monday, I started doing my workout. And by the time I look back up, it was almost 8:15, 8:30. And I still gotta wash my rag tail before to start the live and have what I'm saying? I was on a struggle. I'm not liking this angle. I feel like dear Lord, I understand that I have a little bit of um a little bit of extra meat on my oh Jesus. A little bit of extra meat on my tail, but y'all need to now why would the thing look like that now? Did I change colors on you? Oh, okay. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. That's like, okay. The lighting now is kind of crazy. Friends. Not me on the struggle. Well, I don't know why I wouldn't be on the struggle. That's part of life, right? That's part of life. That's part of life, right? All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is Wellness Wednesday. Let's get started. We in the room. If you are a subby, drop some Drop some stickers in the chat. Whichever stickers you'd like to drop in the chat. Go ahead, drop them, friends. Whichever ones work for you. And we're gonna get this live started. I am live on TT and YT right now. So you can find me in all the places at this point. You can find me in all the places at this moment. So up to you. You know what I'm saying? Up to you. Yes. Oh, and on YT, my name is AspireBigInspireBigger, just like on TT. Okay. Catch me outside. How about that? Right. Catch me in all the places. How about that on the internet somewhere? Okay. Yes. Don't quit your daydream. It's a fact. That's a fact. Today, all right. Now, listen, I've been having my quiet time. I have a lot of quiet time being unmarried and not having children and all of those things. And so a lot of my time I just be talking to God and figuring it out, asking him tell me this or that or that or this, and just trying to figure things out. And I go through a lot of different cycles, of that in life. Ash, I feel like that one is dead cold too. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Sometimes going to work, what are we doing here? Oh, why are we here? I don't care if it's nice outside or not. Sick of it. Going to church. Yeah, Melissa, you should find something that's close to you if you want to do that. See, or I do virtual. I do virtual, and I really enjoy that because yeah, I enjoy that. Not because of anything. I enjoy that, and so I do virtual. Correct. Why are we even why why are we here? Should I say yes? Why? Oh yeah, Melissa, I can send you the link to the service that I watch, Melissa. I really like it. And they have about 4 or 5 services during the whole day, so you can okay, no problem. I will. I'll send you the link. Trash, good morning. So yeah, let's get started because the hour is gonna go fast and it's already 16 after. So we're talking about being set apart and living a life of purpose. And what I was saying was I was having a time with God, and I just the hours upon us. I just was listening to the Bible recap plan on the Bible app. And I did have to catch up a couple of days, but I'm caught up. And right now they're in Deuteronomy. And of course, most times people hear Deuteronomy, and this is not not that I need to say it like that's something wrong with that, but this is not a Bible study hour. I'm just giving you some background on what what all is going on. So a lot of times when we hear Deuteronomy, we probably think, what are they talking about? What is that for? And same because, even though I read so much in the Bible and stuff, I didn't even realize that the beginning of Deuteronomy is Moses recap of everything that happened. Moses' recap of everything that happened from the time that God got them out of Egypt, throughout them having to be in the wilderness for 40 extra years, throughout them, thanks for my daily heart meat, throughout them finding the promised land. And he also took account of all the times that they disobeyed and acted a fool, ran amok, and what those things led to, and why they were given the commandments and all the other rules that they were given, because of the way that they were, the people that they were, and all those things. And it just made me think about the promises that God gives to us, and we know we hear them. But the time in between when you hear the promise and when it starts unfolding could be a lifetime. And why I say a lifetime is because they got out of from under Egypt and 40 years passed, and that's how old I am. So that's a lifetime to me. You know what I'm saying? So after 40 years, then they got to lay their eyes on the promised land. They still had to go in and fight whoever was there that God told them to fight, in order to get into the land. So in my whole lifetime, they spent, walking around in a circle for 40 years because they thought that what they were promised would look a certain way. And since it didn't look that way, they doubted the whole time, and they grumbled, and they felt like, ugh, why is this happening? Why we got to eat manna? I wish God would send me some manna for the free. For the free? For the free? You know how much eggs cost? Send me the manna, good buddy. Send me the manna. I'm trying to get to the free. Okay? Take care of me, baby. Okay? So, amongst a bunch of other things they got to witness, they got to get as close to seeing God's face as anybody on this earth has ever been able to. Okay? It might have looked like a what is that called? A pyrite? Oh, when people was having on the, man, God is good. But when people have the concerts and all that fire and flames is going up, and they entertaining all the people who's watching them, like they had literally that type of show. Pyro, yeah. They had literally that type of show where they got as close to seeing God as anybody ever living could. And they still just complained about the fact that the way that they had to go about getting to the promise was not the way they thought it would look. And if, this is hard, him and hard. And so I was just thinking about what being set apart really means. And how that can apply to our life, and how can that can apply to our journey in life, and how we can handle that better. Good morning, Tasha. Thanks for my daily heart meat. How we can handle that better. So as people who are set apart, and people who know they're supposed to live a life of purpose, I believe, from what I've seen and what I read in the word and what I live, that there's going to be a part of life that just is not seeming to match up what you thought life was going to look like, what you thought life was going to be. And it's going to feel like a long part of your life. You might even say it might feel like the thorn in your side later on in the Bible. Okay, Tasha, later on in the Bible, it talks about um Paul having an affliction that's like the thorn in his side. It's something that he just gonna have to deal with for the rest of his life. Leslie, good morning. Thanks for my daily heart meet. But the thing is that you being set apart and you living in the life of purpose that God said sent you here to live is not the same as the thorn on your side. And if we understand that, we understand that we have to take being set apart as a blessing versus as a burden, even though it can feel hard. It can feel like a burden. So that's all the things that when I was having my time with God this morning and for the past couple of days that I just feel like I've been hearing or understanding and wanting to check myself on. A big part of being well and being who you want to be is telling yourself the truth, is speaking the truth to yourself and understanding who you are versus who you wish you were and how to close the gap on that. Who you are versus who you're set here to be and closing the gap on that. Self-awareness. So, and it's not enough to know who you are or where you're supposed to be and just have a knowledge of those things. The work that you need to do to pull them together to be that one thing is the most important. It is the journey in life, is the most important part. You know, you have to close that gap in order to living your purpose. You have to. So the first part of your purpose would be to find out how to close the gap. And the second part of your purpose is once you close that gap, working in the life, working in your purpose, moving forward, learning, helping others, and all of that. Yeah. So sometimes we might feel like, I don't know who I am. I don't know my purpose. The first part of your life, whether that is the first 40 years of your life, is to figure out who you are, what you were sent here to do, who you were sent here to be. Thank you, Smiles, for my daily heart meet. And the next part is living in the purpose. You know what I'm saying? Living in a purpose. Don't feel like it's too late because you're not 22 and figured out who you were. That's not, because I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that when I say that sounds insane, it literally, if you think about being 22 and thinking you knew who you were at 22, that is insane. Thank you, Michelle. That's not real. You don't have a point of reference. Okay, your frontal lobe ain't even congealed for real. You know what I'm saying? That's insane. You are a child. There's no way you're supposed to know yourself. And think about 5 years later, 6 years later, that's you. You're starting. You're not gonna know yourself yet. 30 years old, you're just 40 years old now. I feel like that's a good time. You should feel good about yourself if you're starting to feel like, I think I'm starting to get to know myself at 40. You should feel good about yourself. That's not too late, you know. Yeah. So for me, I feel like I think I talk, and I don't think I know I talk about it because it's my life. It's where I am in life, you know, and who I am in life at this part of my life. I do believe that I was set apart. Now, a lot of people will say that they're set apart or believe they're set apart. And maybe that's something that some people will say because They want to feel special, chosen, picked, whatever it is, whatever is the reason. But I think when we really recognize what it looks like for somebody to be set apart, we got to recognize there's probably a couple of things that they're experiencing that the average person isn't experiencing. That's the reason why we would say they're set apart. I think I truly believe that I'm set apart. Especially when it comes to my singleness. I want to make sure y'all. Yeah, especially when it comes to my singleness and just where I am in life versus where I thought I would be or who I thought I would, all those things. Good morning, Quinn. Thank you for my daily heart me. And I think that talking to some people about it, it's like, oh, well, everything will be fine. When I talk about it, it's not to say I'm not okay or I don't recognize that this is God's purpose in my life. This is God's plan in my life. And I'm not confused about that. I do want to steward this time well. I do want to, despite my human nature, to feel lonely or not included or whatever it is. I do want to steward this time right. So that's my example of in my life, how I know I'm set apart. There's certain things in my life that I'm experiencing that a vast majority of people around me aren't experiencing. And even if they experience it, is not at the length in time that I'm experiencing it, which is fine, because that's for me, Thank you, Tasha. That's for me. So for you, there's something in your life that might tell you that you might feel like it's a burden, but again, like I said, you might feel like it's a burden, but when you really think about it, it might actually be about you being set apart from others because your life purpose has something deeper, stronger to do than what the others around you are facing or dealing with, or different. I'm trying to unthing your comment, but I couldn't get to it, Ash. But yeah, it might just be different. It might not be that it's harder. It's they're not living the life purpose and you are, and blah blah. It might be different. That still doesn't make it feel like it's not hard, right? And it still doesn't make it feel like, man, maybe I'm losing out or something like that. It doesn't stop you from feeling that, but that's human nature. So I feel like there are more indicators that you are possibly set apart. And even if you might not recognize it right now, maybe this will, let you see like, oh, maybe I feel like I've been hitting my head up against the wall because that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Or not that I'm not supposed to be doing it. I'm on the right path, and it's just not time for that thing yet. Whatever it is. For me, the first thing is character. Okay, character. Just sent me actually two people sent me one person sent me the full video and another person sent me a clip. And the guy was saying about, he was talking about singleness. Yep. Yes, exactly, Ash. Um, he was talking about singleness, but I like to take the meat and leave the bones because it doesn't only apply to it. It doesn't only apply to it. Um, he was basically saying, let me make sure I. He was basically saying that when you are set apart, um, when you in your singleness, you become closer to if you become closer to God, you recognize that there's character changes, there's integrity changes, there's activities that you used to do that you're not going to do anymore physically. There's mental and emotional spaces you're not going to put yourself in. Certain things ain't fun no more, that a lot of people find fun, that a lot of people tolerate as fun. um and when God takes you out of that, the pool of people to date and all of that gets smaller, 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 right? And for us, we're not only speaking on singleness. So when God takes you out of certain things that you were accepting before, um, whatever pool that is, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller of people who can realize and recognize life the way that God has set you apart to realize and recognize life, right? And I that is just the truth, plain and simple. Especially, what let me know that I changed a lot is that people, when I say the things that certain people that I know accept as fun, and I'm not doing it. I ain't going. They're like, like I said, for me, like with the dating thing, when guys uh ask about going on a date or whatever, and what they suggest to date or to do, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And it don't have nothing to do with money. You don't have to, I'm not doing, that's not fun. That's not fun. And it's not that I'm boring. No, you're boring. No, you don't want to date the way God put you here to date. That's what's happening. You don't want to make a connection. That's what's happening. So you putting yourself in position to be around somebody, but you don't have to invest your time and attention to that person when you're around them. So you find a place that gives as many distraction as you can. Okay? And because you hung out, it took a couple of hours to hang out with me, now I'm supposed to be impressed. That's how impressed I am. Unimpressed. Okay? And it has nothing to do with me being too good or whatever it is, but unimpressed. But you recognize that there's a distinctive character change that you have. um and it's about reflecting God's nature, like I said, through your actions, through your words, through how you think, through how you process things. It's about reflecting God's nature from the inside out. uh so your priorities have to be, you have to be prioritizing your integrity, your honesty, in everything you do and how you do them. And again, that goes back to that dating thing. Like, brother, I see right through that. You're not gonna take me on a date to the lounge. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a question. Is Dave and Buster's for children? Or is it for grown-ups? Help me out. Y'all let me know in the chat real quick. Just real quick. It's for both. Is Dave and Buster's a first date? Dave and Buster's a place you go for your first date? Let me know. Mm-hmm. 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 If it's your type of preference. Okay. Is Dave and Buster's a place you go to on a date? A date is a time where you and the person that says they want to get to know you and you want to get to know the person collects data, right? What data are you collecting? Which part of data are you collecting at Dave and Buster's? Mm-hmm. Which part of the data are you collecting at Dave and Buster's? Okay. How fun you can how fun the person could be? Dave and Buster's has a restaurant. See how fun they are. See their personality. How they like to express their fun. Mm-hmm. So you feel like you get to know a person if you take them to a space that's got a lot going on. You still get to know that person. And talking to restaurant. I feel like I've been asked on a date to Dave and Buster's more than I've been asked anywhere else in the world. But again, I don't like playing video games, and I don't like loud spaces, and I don't feel like I'm get to know you for real. Cause for one, I'm not really having fun for real. I'd be fake having fun. It's loud, and I don't want to play these games, and I feel overstimulated. And now I feel like I'm not gonna remember nothing we talked about because it's loud and I'm confused. Right? It's loud and I'm confused. Now, when but all of the things that y'all saying, that's cool. I think that maybe it's not for me. Yeah. That maybe it's just not for me. Good morning, Amber. But I'm very vocal about things like that. But the reason why I feel like even when it comes to things like that is it's even like even us right here, we maybe we just don't see Dave and Buster the same. You know? Maybe we don't see Dave and Buster the same because Dave and Buster's, I think C said it, is a fun date, but it's not a first date for me. Right? First date, we might have talked on the phone a little bit, but I don't really know you like that. And I don't want to play no video games with you. I don't want to even start out like we gonna do that for real. This is not fun. Okay? It's not fun. So we could go to the park and sit down and hang out, and it could be free for you. So it have nothing to do with bougie. But that's just my character. My character is about really getting to know people, you know, getting to know who you are, what you're about, and wanting to know that you are open and wanting me to know who you are. That's important. And yeah, go on a good coffee date. Now y'all know I love me some coffee. Go on a coffee date, go for some green juice, walk. I love to walk. Um, you too, Michelle. You know, things like that. Um, because ideally it's just about getting to know each other. It's collecting data for me. Just talking and getting to know each other, right? I don't need the pyro. I really don't need the pyro. That a little bit it'd be too much. The pyro now I can't. Okay. No, I'm not okay. Anyway, that was a little bit of a side note because I was just really trying to find out, like, what exactly do you mean, Dave and Buster's? Ain't that for children? Don't we take our kids there when we have them? I don't know, because I know that my godson, who's 10, go to somebody's birthday party just every couple of weeks to Dave and Buster's and their children. So I don't know. We took you to Bible study on the first date. That's cool. That's awesome because we're gonna talk after that. We're gonna talk after that. I know that I'm gonna be ready to talk after Bible study on the first date. That's cool to me. No, I don't want to go to a restaurant like that either. Just a nice walk on a first date. On a first date. Hey Dom, good morning. Dom, I think I missed your lives this week. I know I did see you was on live on Monday because I know you told us to tell you to remind you. But I think I missed it yesterday, probably. But I hope your week is going well. No, just a walk, something chill. Like we don't need to do all of that, brother. Let me eat at home and see what you about first. Tell me you fed me, so now I got to go where you go. No, no. We can walk on out. Yes, yeah, exactly. Hot dog standing and walking. Ooh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Something simple like that. Give me a ginger ale. Now we good. Canada Dry. Y'all know. Canada Dry. That's so funny. Okay. All right. Good morning, Yella. Okay. So that was a sidetrack, but I just needed to know because I want to know, why do we need to go? Why do we have to go to the arcade, brother? I'm 40. I'm tired and my knees hurt. Okay, and I don't have good aim. So I'm gonna lose, and I don't like that. So maybe that's my problem. I don't really like to lose. All right. So being set apart. Distinctive character. How you handle things. How you handle conflict. Do you gossip? How you respond to things. Do you respond with grace and forgiveness? Or do you respond with anger and resentment? Do you speak life into others? Or are you critical? Are you negative? Because we like to think about being set apart as, well, I'm set apart from the others. God, I'm God's chosen. God don't play about me. And but when you're set apart, the way you live does look a lot different than the way others live. The way you respond does look a lot different than the way others respond. The way you handle situations does look a lot different than the way others handle them. And you would know you're set apart if you don't fall into those things time and time again, those negative ways time and time again. Yeah, speaking life into yourself is a process. And I think even for myself, I feel that way too. Because I do have to remind myself, oh, this morning I had to remind myself, this morning I wanted to work out, but I wasn't feeling my best. And I stretched instead. And also I, just put my head on the ground and just talk to God and just telling him all of the things. This is what I do, and no, it's not a cure, but it helps me a lot. I was telling him all the things that I was feeling and just saying the truth. Just saying the truth. And then no, just saying what I was feeling, saying what I felt, saying what I felt. And then I said, but the truth is, I know none of those things really are true. Help me to let the truth be my inner dialogue. Help me to let the truth be my inner dialogue. And I pray that prayer a lot. I pray that prayer every day on almost every way, almost every situation in my life. Because spending a lot of alone time can really give you the time to think, yes, but it gives you the time to think more thoughts. And more thoughts doesn't mean that it's always more useful. You know what I'm saying? It's not just because you have more, it doesn't mean that you have useful thoughts. So I do sift through a lot of thoughts that just aren't useful. And they can work on my self-esteem. And same, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thanks for my daily heart means, y'all. And same for all of us. Sometimes when we have so much to say, so much going back to that, yes, Flavia, going back to that, when I say going to Dave and Buster's is not fun to me because there's so much going on. I cannot focus on what I came here for. And what I came here for is to connect with the person, to connect with the truth, to get to know who you are from the inside out, right? So having all those extra thoughts, they're just extra things to process through. And it can play on you, it can play on your oh, thank you, Yellow. It can play on your esteem, you know. Yeah, it overstimulates me, and it might just be a neurodivergent thing because I definitely have neurodivergent things, and one of them is noise. And I have ADHD and I have anxiety, so noise and all the people running around. Listen, hit the deck, cause fa. Okay, because that's what I want to do. Everybody sit down. It's too much for me. Yes, exactly. I want to sit down on a bench though, because I don't want to sit on the grass because that's another. I don't want to touch. I don't want to touch the grass. That's another one I got. Ugh. I don't want to touch the grass. Not in the light, trash. During the day, also. I'm going nowhere with you at night. No, I'll pass. I'm allergic to the flowers. I'm allergic to pollen. I don't want to get in that grass. That's nasty and it's doo-doo-y. Come on, we in New York. You know it's doo-doo-y, Amber. It's a lot of doo-doo in that. It ain't the same as touching the grass somewhere else. It's doo-doo. Oh no, Flavia. See, I feel like you come. I feel like you coming for somebody, Flavia. Don't do him. Don't do it. There's a lot of rats. There's a lot of rats in Harlem. They not in the park. Well, no, they do be in the park too. They do be in the park too. They do be in the park too. Okay, so we talked about distinctive character and things that let you know you are set apart. That may let you know that you're set apart. How you handle things. That's funny, Trash. Yella Trash said the rats in Harlem is park security. That's a fact. They do be wrangling us up. Once they start coming out, we be like, oh, time to wrap it up, time to go. They are park security. That is hilarious, Trash. Okay. Another thing, purposeful living, right? Your lives are driven for a higher purpose. And you're not just living for yourself, right? And you're not just living for your kids, you're not living for your spouse, you're not living for your parents, your siblings, you're living to really live out, to show God's glory through who you are, right? Is definitely a higher a higher meaning. Tasha, you're gonna come to New York, okay, and you're gonna love it. Okay. We're just not gonna be out late at night in the park. That's all. That's all. Don't worry, friend. I'm not gonna let the rats get you. Chicago, good morning. So purposeful living. No, we're not going to Staten Island. We're not taking no cruise. Yella over here. Yella is in Yella is in YouTube, in the YouTube live. She talked about tell her to go to Staten Island, and we're not going to take a cruise over there. Yella got to take y'all to Staten Island. I can't do it. I don't even know how to get there. I wouldn't even know to tell you which way it is. I wouldn't even know which way it is. Okay, I don't know. Yella Amber said definitely not Staten Island. That's enough. Amber from New York too. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know where to tell you to go. Okay. Flavia says she ain't never been there her whole 40 years. I told y'all the story. I went there by mistake. Okay. I went there by mistake. I was dragged there. Okay. I thought I was meeting somebody in Brooklyn. They go talk about just take the ferry. What? Take the what? To where? Oh, heavens. No. Can't even believe I experienced that. I don't know why New York be hating on Staten Island. It just is funny. It's just funny. Chicago, you been in Staten Island? What do you do in Staten Island? Okay, that's why. That's what's wrong. What do you do there? I drove there once and my car broke down. See? The devil. The devil. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. So listen, that you know what? And that should tell you people from out of town been to Staten Island more than me. That should tell you right there what's going on. Okay. Because I don't know what Melissa, you from Staten Island? Melissa, you from Staten Island? What? Yella, Melissa is from Staten Island. Melissa, one day in my whole life I've been to Staten Island. One day in my whole life. I don't know. It's nothing wrong with y'all. It's just the rest of us be like, it's so far. It's so far. He got bad there? That's hilarious. Why didn't know you was from Staten Island this whole time? Really? You haven't been there forever? I didn't know you was from Staten Island this whole time. Yella said gang gang. Melissa, you and Yella's husband is from Staten Island. She said gang gang. And Wu-Tang's from Staten Island. So and apparently Chicago go to Staten Island. I don't know what. I don't, what you going there for? Okay, it got to be family. It got to be family, and that's fine. You do your thing. You do your thing. Okay, I'm just gonna stay in Harlem. That's all I'm gonna do. Just stay in Harlem. Melissa said, "Tell her, gang, gang." That is so funny. All right, so Flavia said she been in London and she ain't never been to Staten Island. I'm telling you. No, okay. So we talked about having that distinctive character, and then we talk about purposeful living. When you're set apart, you have a higher purpose, and the higher purpose is to, you know. Oh, thank you, Leslie. Thank you so much. Live for God's glory, right? And why I'm saying that is because it is bigger than us, and that's what I was saying. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than the kids that we have. It's bigger than our parents. It's bigger than. Welcome to New York City. It's gonna be loud sometimes. It's gonna be loud sometimes. I don't know. I don't know what happens in Staten Island, but in Manhattan, it be loud. Okay, a little loud. Okay, it's gonna be a siren or 2 or 5. Okay, I'll be on Marco Polo with my friend Kelly, and she'd be like, "I can't hear you, friend, because the sirens." Okay, the sirens. Early in the morning, late in the afternoon, it's loud. Something we gonna have to deal with a little bit. Okay, got a little warm outside. I got to have my windows open. Need some fresh air in here. Okay. Prioritizing your integrity. It's loud everywhere. Okay. No, sorry. Prioritizing your growth spiritually on the inside, who you are, what you are about, all of those things, can set you apart from those around you. People who are living life, and sometimes it feels like they're doing the things that God is telling you you can't do. Like God is shielding you from being able to do that, and they're doing the things, and it looks like fun. It looks like they're getting ahead. It looks like they're doing the right thing. But you can't do it. And if you tried, everything you do gonna crumble. Okay. Okay. Everything you do gonna crumble. Okay, till you do right, everything you do gonna crumble. Okay, that's what it be. It be just like that. Oh, it be just like that. That's how you know you set apart. Ah, yes, Ash, because yes. See, I'm telling you, everything you do gonna crumble. When you see that, frightening. When you see that, frightening. Everything you do gonna crumble if you think you're gonna do what they do. Okay, that's not a that's not a choice. You ain't got no choice in that. But that's because you're set apart. And it might feel unfair. It might feel like, oh man, time is gonna run out in my life. Right? Time is gonna run out in my life before I get to live out the promises that God made me. But I think it's so important to remember that God makes up for what the time we feel is lost. Time we feel that is lost. If we're gonna live the life where we're set apart. Again, like I spoke about, I think it was either Monday, that bow and arrow. We are gonna feel like we're behind, but we're gonna move so fast. We're gonna pass and surpass a lot of those things. Good morning, KP. We're gonna pass and surpass a lot of those things that we thought took our time away from the life that we thought we were gonna get. You know, the material items we see may not even be from God, enemies at work too. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for my daily heart me. So, and then the other thing is having courageous faith. Now that goes into what we were just talking about sometimes it's easier to speak life into other people, but it might not be easy to speak life into yourself. It's easy to believe things for people, believe that the best is yet to come for your friend. When you think about yourself, you're like, I don't know if that's ever going to happen for me. But if me as your friend, if I came to you and said, this is happening and I'm not believing that it's going to happen, and the first thing you're going to want to do is say, the truth is, it is going to happen. You work hard. You're this type of person. You, God loves you. This and that, those things, and you're going to remind them why it is going to happen. But when it comes to yourself, maybe you don't have the faith or the courage to say, hey, I know it's scary to think that it might not happen, but why don't I believe that it will happen? And just go with that. Just go with optimism. Just go with positivity. Just go with the life, speaking life into myself and living in that. Why don't I just do that? Courageous faith. Blind faith. Ash called it blind faith. Courageous faith. You know, you are going to be required to have courageous faith and stand firm in that faith, even when it looks challenging, it looks like it's not going to happen, and it seems unpopular. I know that I've been learning that lesson every day. Okay, yes, please see, let us know. Have a great day, friend. I know that I've been learning that lesson for sure. And again, in my example would be through my singleness, because I don't think I know anybody who's been a single as long as I've been single around me. That includes elders, that includes people my age, that includes, so many people. So I know that's right. You gonna be in coffee shops monetizing and not at work. And me too. I'm gonna be at work though, Ash. No. Okay, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna be at work because I'm going to be a physical therapist. I'm going to be a doctor of physical therapy. And every day I'm going to work with my hands to heal others, help lessen their pain. But absolutely, I'm gonna be monetizing over this here intranet. Okay. Over this here internet. Okay. Yes, I'm there with you. I'm there with you for sure. So you have, when you're set apart, you do have to be ready to speak up for what you believe in and what works for you. And even though you're going to be in a minority, you have to understand what God is doing. Now, you're not going to understand every little bit of what God is doing in your life, but you have to understand that God is doing something in your life. And it's okay to be patient, even though it feels uncertain. That's what courageous faith looks like. Even though it feels uncertain, even though it feels like, oh, time is running out. Thanks. Drying up here, God. Ovaries going to be on zero when I get him in. Because it can't lie that's not something that, for me, I wouldn't be thinking about. Hey, it's not time to have no daggone battle. I'm battling principalities and stuff. You over here trying to do a TikTok battle, sir. Please. Ain't it Ramadan? Okay. Ain't it Ramadan, Rahman? You're not even supposed to be on here. Okay. Ain't it Ramadan? Ramadan Mubarak. Please, sir. Go in fast. Oh, maybe it's late. Maybe it's nightfall over there. My bad, friend. I'm sorry. Ramadan Mubarak, we not doing that over here. My bad. I apologize. I didn't mean to get on you. I didn't mean to try to embarrass you. I didn't want to embarrass you. I just was wondering, ain't it Ramadan? I mean, I know it's Ramadan, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not. It's Ramadan Mubarak. Okay. Anyway, and I think the other important thing for me and having courageous faith is stepping out of my comfort zone, because my comfort zone would be to find comfort in the things that are right now. And that is part of what I was talking to God about this morning, because I was like, I don't want to continue to find comfort in snacks. I don't want to continue to find comfort in I don't even know, like daydreaming about the things that, like, just making up a story in my mind. Sometimes, and I've been like this since I was a little kid, I would just daydream the day away because what presently was happening wasn't what I wanted to happen. And I was like that as a very little kid. I mentioned to y'all early this week that when I was a little kid, something in me just was like, I don't belong in this life. Not that I don't belong alive, because I do, but the life that I was born into, something's off in here. Something's a little off. Y'all don't see that? Mom, Dad, y'all don't see we don't belong here? Y'all don't see we supposed to be living a different life? What y'all doing about this? Something's off. You know what I'm saying? And I used to daydream. Report cards used to come home and says, Nina looks out the window the whole day. Daydream. And so that became a comfort zone. That became a way that I guess, like, disassociation too. Now as an adult, that I can pass the time of not getting what I want when I want it. But that's not a productive way to pass the time. You do what you do as a child, but when you grow up and you know better, you got to do better. So that was a conversation I was having with God this morning. Like, I comfort myself with certain things. And they might not be bad things at all. So it don't feel that bad to do them. But they're not helping me with my faith. Because when I come out of the daydream, I'm like, well, we're here still, So having courageous faith is about coming out of your comfort zone and really following the calling that your purpose that God has on your life, and you can't do that if you're going to turn to something else every time you feel discomfort, even if it seems like a small thing, even if it feels like it's a snack, if it feels like it's maybe certain books or certain even for me, watching people's vlogs on YouTube, certain vlogs I would watch instead of other, like, educational things or whatever it is, just so I can feel like I'm in the midst of the life that I want to live. Now, manifesting and thinking forward and being positive is not a bad thing, but you still have to live in the life that you're living and make the best of it and learn the lessons that you're here to learn now. So that helps you build your faith. Even though it feels hard in the moment, that helps you build your faith. And that I brought up Ramadan. I think a lot of people who are celebrating Ramadan and Lent right now are seeing that the fasting from the things that they usually use as their comfort zone is really showing them how to deepen their faith and their trust in what God has them doing in their life. This is an important time. I have to say, I'm a Christian, full on. My father is Muslim. He's from 100% Muslim country. There's Islam for him, right? He pray every day that I convert to Islam, that I, so he's Muslim, and I am Christian. But I have to say that every year Lent and Ramadan doesn't happen at the same time. Good morning, Desiree. Every year Lent and Ramadan doesn't happen at the same time. And a lot of times people who live within or without those times, those beliefs, might think that they're fighting against each other and they're against each other. But this is the time where we're both asking for the same things from God, asking for the same type of miracles and blessings from God. And we're going at it using the same thing, fasting and prayer. If changes don't happen in the world right now, if you're not being serious about this time right now, this 30 days, this 40 days right now, I don't know when you're going to be serious about it, right? I don't know when you're going to be serious about building your faith in what God told you you're here for. And, the Muslims believe that during the 30 days of Ramadan, Satan is banished from us. He can't provoke us. He can't, do those things. So if that is, part of it, then we have to understand that this is our time to really, really focus in on building our faith, building our trust in God, building up to, building our integrity, building our purpose, building that, because this is how we could sit down and lock in and focus in on it, right? So I just think that it's so cool that Lent and Ramadan is happening at the same time, because Christians and Muslims are fasting and praying at the same time. Like what can stop us if we really serious about it, And like I said, it doesn't happen every year, because sometimes Ramadan is in the middle of the summer. Hey, Charlize. And sometimes it's all the way in the winter. They go by the moon. So, it doesn't happen every year. So I really love that that's happening at the same time. And that it's a time where we really can build on our faith and all pray to God for his blessing for us. So, I think that we can take from Wellness Wednesday what we really want, what is going to take for us to set ourselves apart, to live the set apart life, even though it's uncomfortable. It's all our personal, what does it take for us to live that life where we are set apart, and how can we grow through that time where we're set apart? For me, how can I grow through the long years of singleness that I'm experiencing? There are times in it where I felt let down. There are times in it where I felt special. There are times in it where I felt frustrated. I felt all the feelings. But for me, that's something that I know I'm set apart. And there's other parts, other things in my life, other ways that I am seeing life, other ways that I'm living life, other ways that I'm expressing or processing life, that lets me know I am set apart for something big. I am set apart for something different than maybe some people around me are set apart for, So I want everybody to think about the steps. Shawnee, good morning. I want everybody to think about the steps they are living in, and if they are set apart in something, are you going about it with your courageous faith? Oh, Shawnee. I'm glad you made it, friend. Are you going about it with your courageous faith? Are you living in purpose? If you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't understand who you are yet, are you working on those things to get to know? Are you being intentional about those things? And what does your character show you that you are now? Is there some things you might be, there's some things you might be interacting in or accepting or letting yourself tolerate that are just not, should not be of you. You need to shed them and let them go. So those things will help you understand who you are and where you are, of course, but they will help you build the foundation for wherever you're set apart in. Just build so that you can withstand and be resilient in those places, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I hope that whoever it made sense to, it was supposed to make sense to them. And if it didn't, we'll talk more about it in the Discord. Um, we'll talk more about it in the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, please go on. The link is in my bio, in my social medias. It's in my Linktree bio. And you can join the V.A.S.T community Discord, and we could talk about it more, support each other. If there's something that you're working on, is something that you know you're set apart from, that you've been scared to work on, scared to get through, come and join and talk about it with us. Man, we got all kind of spaces and places in that Discord for y'all to really connect with each other and connect with me and all of that, and really be a part of each other's lives and be a part of each other's growth. We might not all be looking for the same things out of life, or we might not all be called to the same things in life, but one thing I know that we can do is speak life into each other, and be there for each other with love and integrity. You know what I'm saying? Trash. And if you're not a subby already here on my TT or my YT, please definitely come on and sub. We have Motivation Monday. We have Wellness Wednesday. Friday, we just going to be kicking it a little while till we build that up on Friday. And yeah, we just want to speak inspiration. We want to remember to aspire big so that we can inspire bigger, and don't quit our daydream. That simply means there's something on our mind, heart, and spirit that God gave us to do in this world. And the hardest part about it is that it can be scary. It can feel like it's impossible. But the truth about it is you can do it. Take it piece by piece, chunk by chunk, and you can make it happen. The most important part of it is don't quit. And that's that on that. So again, don't forget to hit the link in my bio, join the Discord. We're there. People are in there every day. We're looking for people to connect with, and also hang out with. We got our book club, our first meet. We're going to talk about the book that we read over the last month, March 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be meeting over Zoom. So be there or be square. How y'all do the square? Never mind. We'll talk about that later. We'll figure that out. Oh, ha! Be there or be square. And yeah, we got a lot more coming, and we're gonna work on having a woman's empowerment trip. I don't know why I can't think of the word. Ooh. What is the word? Retreat. Dang, thank you, Melissa. Cause I was like a retreat. We're gonna work on having a women's retreat. Yes, trash. It's just gonna be the girls. It's just gonna be the girls. Women's retreat, but next summer, 2026. So we're gonna start working on that soon because I want us to be able to go. There's no kids and no menses. Okay, no kidses and no menses. Okay. Um, so we gonna need time to work on that. Give y'all some time to figure out where you're gonna put your kids is and your menses. Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna work on that. Find a place that's cool, find a place that's affordable for all of us, find a, you know, in all the things. In all the things. Okay. I love y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing Wednesday. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. And we're gonna make it to Friday. It's gonna be good. Yes. Start working on it, Amber. Start working on it, friends. All right. I love y'all. Lady y'all.